everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. I am Carol Kearns. My husband Harry Shue is our co-host. Our mission for the show is twofold: to provide information about Connecticut Lions events and to showcase the many different organizations and causes that Lions support locally, regionally, and internationally. Harry?
Good evening and welcome. Please consult our website at www.lions23b.org or your district spirit for more information on coming events.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry.
We are back at the Multiple District International Director Candidate Forum. We are into the audience questions at this point, and both candidates are doing an excellent job.
My question to both of you is, what kind of a difference can you make in the faces that we see in this room and through the state of Connecticut and New England? It's the same faces year after year after year. How do we get new faces to replace everybody in this room? Looking forward.
How do you replace the blue jackets? Change the color. No. You don't want to replace the blue jackets. You want to add 5 times the seating in this room. That's what we need to focus on, is getting those new Lions that are just getting exposed to Lionism, that are meeting the leadership, the past leadership of our multiple district, to come in and get excited about the activities. Very big activity to take on. I agree with that. It will be very, very hard to expand the role and to get those new Lions in here, but we can't not try. We can't not offer new ways for people to get involved in Lionism. We can't not ask people to be Lions and look for those Lions in all these different training opportunities, PSTMs and Advanced Leadership Institutes and things like that, to ask them to be more involved. We need to keep that ask going. We can't sit back on our laurels. And I remember I've been told many times about replacing yourself. If you weren't here, you better have brought somebody on that can take on the roles and responsibilities and the activities that you've done in Lionism. So, do we all do a great job at replacing ourselves in our clubs? No, we don't. Can we all do better? Of course we can. But you have to actually be proactive. You have to take the initiative to sell people what we already know. You know, we drank the Kool-Aid. We understand what a great organization Lions are. We understand that the 1.4 million people that are involved are not all the doers. They're all the members. That's great. That's a great number to hang on. But the doers is a much smaller group. So we're not always going to see, you know, the 5,000 Lions of Connecticut sitting in the same room. I would love to see us fill up, you know, the Webster Bank Arena or someplace like that, you know, and have a great event like that, you know, as a cheerleading, rah-rah, new member orientation, educational opportunity, leadership forum. Maybe that can happen. Kathy, you know, good thing to suggest. But to get different faces in here, it's our responsibility. It's all of our responsibilities. It's an international director's responsibility as well, to make sure that the programs and the opportunities that are coming from the international board are brought down to the multiple district and district level so that we can all focus on that and take it forward. And then we have to rely on the district leadership that we've brought in. We're responsible for. When you induct a new member into the Lions Club, and you're swearing in the new club president, and you're looking at the membership of the board, and you're saying, because all of you are responsible for this group standing in front of you right now, we've got to take that to heart and really make that mean something to people, you know, and get them involved and engaged in Lionism in such a way that they're ready to give back and they're ready to have an impact on their community and take it forward to the next level.
I believe what I have done in the past, I have brought so many members to our own club. In fact, I can say 1/3 of our club in South Windsor are the members that I brought in. This is my passion. Membership is my passion. That's something I've done for a long, long time. We need to make changes the way we develop the leaders. When we talk to the people, we need to talk to them from the heart. Telling them the stories, Veriana's stories, which is on the website. It talks about the young lady who was screened by the Lions, and then she was referred to doctors. When she went to when the doctor visited her, They told her parents that she's got cancer. They were able to have a surgery immediately. She was saved. What was interesting, what the doctor said to the parents, had you not brought her at the time you did, she would have not been here today. That's what the Lion's all about. Those are the stories we need to tell them. When we have the leaders are going to the clubs, either representing Clark, Fidelco, instead of asking for donation, thanking the people, thank you for your contribution, thank you for the difference you have made all these years. Those are the things we need to tell our Lions. Tell them the stories. Encouraging them to go to the website, looking at all sorts of different stories that there are there. They're heartwarming stories. Those are the things we need to do. Once we do that, we can certainly make a change. We can change and we can bring more members. We need to do it every single day. Together, we can see other possibilities.
Okay, so there was a follow-up question to that same topic. We talked a lot about bringing in new members, inducting new people and bringing in new blood. But how are we, and there was an initiative a few years ago for retention. But I think we have a bigger problem in the United States about retaining members and keeping them there. I think if we look at a lot of our rosters, a lot of people who were inducted 4 or 5 years ago are no longer with us and not participating. And I can think of a few cases in our club of people within the last year who were brought in, inducted into membership, never really got involved, and are there in our numbers. So how would you address that, and what kind of programs to help clubs keep their members?
That's a great question. Retention is extremely important for our organization. What we do with the retention is, the fact is we no longer are making phone calls to anybody. All we do, we're just sending an email asking people to show up. I remember many, many years ago, we used to make a phone call. If the member didn't show up in one meeting, we called them. Now we let it go for a month and after a month. Picking up the phone and calling 20, 25 members that they didn't show up last month, it shows that you care. You care for them. And then you ask them if there is a way, if they can't make the meeting, I'll come and pick you up and make sure that member is going to show up. That's one way of the retention. The second way is, I remember when I was a district governor, I was looking at throughout our district. I looked at the members that we have lost. Over 70% of the members that we have lost, they were members only for 3 years or less. I believe the reason for that is a lack of education about Lionism. That's what we need to do. We have people coming in, they come in and say, I'm representing Clerk. Not saying I'm from Connecticut Lions Eye Research Foundation. The member sitting next to me is embarrassed to ask the question, what does CLERF stands for? We have to make a change on how we develop the leaders. People who are coming and talking to us. I have sat there many times. As I said, they keep talking about, we need your help, we need donations because the cost has been going up. Instead of starting with saying thank you. Thank you for your donations in the past. Thank you for making a difference. Because of your donations, we have done this, this, this. Those are the things we need to do. Don't forget about the phone calls. Those are extremely important. If you do that, together we can see other possibilities.
Thanks for the question, Lizette. I'm going to say that I think that LCI really missed the boat a little bit when they dropped the word retention from the program. It's still there. It's still part of the Global Membership Team initiative. It's still part of the GMT coordinator's role. is to talk about retention. But it's not front and center like it used to be. And when we had the Merle team, you know that the big R there was retention, and everybody's going to talk about people going out the back door. And that was a critical problem, and it still remains as a critical problem. So programmatically, I think our Lions clubs need to focus on what activities they're doing to attract and retain. Starting a new initiative in a club is not always the easiest thing, and a lot of times we ask our new members to come up with new ideas. It just makes sense. New to the association, new to the club, new in the community, perhaps they've got a new idea, they've got a new connection that they want to introduce to the Lions, and let's go for it. But sometimes they don't always get the support that they need to make those projects come through and be successful, and be fruitful for the community. But we have to keep focusing on the new ideas, and that's what's going to keep the focus going on keeping members in your club. The statistics are there, very accurate. In three years or so for new members, before some of them start to leave, it's our own fault for not promoting Lionism and doing new member orientation events. We've tried to do that in our district. We've been successful. We've taken time off. We bring it back. We do it at our club level because things do change at the international level. Things do change in our constitution and bylaws that'll have an impact on them, and we want them to know about it. So we need to continue to promote those things, maybe on a broader scale, maybe on a district level, maybe on a zone level, but to have people come in and talk about new member orientation and what our international association is really up to. And you can go into the LCI website right now and pull down the minutes of the executive summary of the minutes from the last board meeting and see just what's going on. And talk to your club members about that if they're interested. But they're going to hear about new marketing programs, they're going to hear about new club member initiatives, they're going to hear about a lot of different things. And it's there for us to find. We need to go onto our website and really discover those things that are going to allow us to retain members for longer. But we really need to just give them the voice that they deserve. If they're willing to take that leap of faith to join a community organization like Lions, then we owe them the right to have an opinion and to talk about what they'd like to do and not rely on things that have been done in the past, but to accept the new ideas and the challenges going forward.
Next, my question, I have two questions. First question is just in the line of the discussion that we're going on now, that in America, we are losing members, whereas in the other parts of the world, especially the Asian Pacific area, we're gaining the members. One possibility could be that we reach out to the diverse, also or minority population in America. Because I think when an Indian in India can be a lion, or a Chinese in China can be a lion, when the that Indian or Chinese in America, they can also be a lion. So the question is that the way we can do it is go reach out to the diverse population and address their needs and invite them to be the members. My question is, do you think that's important? And if it is important, how we can do that?
I've read to see his district governor purpose statement, and that is right out of his mission statement for the year. So diversity is critical. We've talked about this for a long time, about the importance of multicultural communities and getting them involved with Lionism here as well as there. We've talked about club twinning program opportunities, something that LCI has promoted for many, many years, but is popular in some parts of the world, but not everywhere. Something that we need to keep bringing up to our local population. Working with Lions clubs and supporting them globally from the local level. So we have natural disasters, unfortunately. We're dealing with that this weekend, down in Florida. We dealt with it a week ago in Texas and Louisiana. We're dealing with it everywhere we go, and the islands that were so dramatically impacted by Irma the last couple of days. International crises that are related to weather that we need to be focused on, and supporting our Lions internationally is a way to keep the support going, to let them know that we're here for them, to share in some of their recovery efforts, to make sure that they understand. That's just one example of how we can work with Lions from other countries to make sure that they know that we're supportive as an international association, a global association, to make sure that we're all one and flying under one banner. Locally, the activities, and I want to focus on the club twinning idea too, because I think it's a great opportunity for local clubs, particularly that may be struggling with small numbers, to twin with a club in another country, whether it be in Asia or Africa or wherever, that really has maybe a central focus similar to what they're focusing on. You can find that out on our international website. You can research clubs all over the world on LCI's website and really go into that and find out what things are close to the heart of your local club and try to get an impact with a relationship across the world somehow doing it that way. So I don't know if that answered all your questions, but...
Thank you.
Actually, I believe in cultural clubs. I believe that we need to have cultural clubs. The fact is, we are so diversified in our own country right here in the United States. And we have started doing that. With District B, last year, we started a new club from Nepal.
And we have a club from Bangladesh this year.
Oh, good, fantastic. So we have, what we need to do is basically, every community you go, if you go to your own community, your town, you can find out from different associations. Even if you go on the website, association about people from Bangladesh, Nepal, or anything like that, you can get a list of the people where they are. You can contact them and talk to them. That's one way I would start doing that, promoting the alliance to them. There are many people that they would love to serve their communities. They have a problem with the communications. Sometimes they don't feel comfortable to communicate with us. They need to know that they can have their own cultural clubs. That's very important to them. By bringing them in, getting them involved, then they become incredible alliance. There are ways to do it, and I can talk to you about it with more details.
The second question is, by 2020, we have this LCI forward program, which will ask us to, international, to serve 200 million people around the world. In the Sentinel Service Challenge of 4 years, now we are in 3rd years, we have served 170 million people. So this serving 200 million people every year appears to me is insurmountable. Is there any specific ways that you can guide the international goal to achieve this goal? More specific.
They actually came up with the 4 ideas, 4 area of focus. And I talked about the area of the focus that for the strategic planning, marketing planning, that's one of them. The other one, extending our service. We are now working with not just the vision, we're also working with the pediatric cancer. We're working with the hunger. We're working with the environment. And the signature project, what Lions Club International did, went out there, surveyed 50,000 lions. And the signature project came back as diabetes awareness and education. Fortunately, as what they said, for year 2030, there are going to be 640 million people going to be affected by this horrible disease. When we talk the signature project, this is huge. This is something that I talked about, that we need to bring it to our own clubs. We used to have a coordinator who was the diabetes awareness and education coordinator. We need to do the same thing, going back to the leaders of our community, talking to the mayor or the selectmen, telling them that we are offering 1 hour free seminar about the education and the awareness of for diabetes. And as I said, we're working with the Connecticut Yukon Health Center. We work with so many doctors under the Connecticut Lions Eye Research Foundation. They would be available to come in and help you to have that type of a seminar, that type of education. The other thing is, as I mentioned, the strategic marketing plan. We need to make lots of changes with the websites, with the social media. Those are the other important things that we need to do. And we have been, I'm happy to say that there are many clubs in our own state of Connecticut, they are using the website. And what we need is maybe go back to some of the members and having their grandson or granddaughter working on the website for maybe 2 hours a week. Thank you.
LCI is always setting goals for us, and we always achieve them. You know, we saw it with the Site First programs, with Campaign Site First 2, and we continue to overachieve. That's who we are. That's in our DNA. We need to keep that going. So reaching out to more people through these efforts is going to happen. We're going to make it happen. The initiatives that we've talked about today with diabetes awareness and pediatric cancer are really critical. You've seen a change on our international board over the years in reaching out to more organizations outside of Lions for continued support and expansion. So Gavi, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, many others out there that Lions International has partnered with some of the eye care products, with Bausch & Lomb and other corporate entities that have charitable giving programs that are really critical to the ongoing communication and hands-on activities that our Lions want to perform. So we need to continue to promote those programs. We need to be aware at the international level, the international directors, the international board and the executive office need to focus on continuing to expand those opportunities and make those connections with organizations that are addressing specifically the targeted areas that we have in our LCI Forward initiative. Pediatric cancer is a really big new program, and there's going to be a lot more coming out about it, obviously, over the next few years. It affects more people than we understand, but we're going to be getting more and more information from our International Association about that. It's very gut-wrenching to talk about that. It's very important that we focus on that as an initiative at the international level. So I think, again, remains to be seen how many of these opportunities are there. I think it's the duty of our international officers, our executive officers of the association and the international board to keep looking for those new ideas, to making those connections, to developing the synergies that need to take place to foster growth and participation with organizations like this that are very picky, very particular about the organizations they work with. We've been lucky enough to hang our hats on the London Times #1 non-governmental organization for a lot of years. I don't know when they're going to do that again. We're going to keep using that as a reference point for people to understand that what we do with the money that's raised is going exactly to what we say it's going to, and not for other reasons. So those kind of relationships are going to be critical going forward, and as on the international board, it's going to be increased focus, I'm sure.
We certainly have two outstanding candidates for international director, don't we, Harry?
We sure do. Come back next week for the conclusion of the ID Candidate Forum. We'd like to leave you this week with a special interview that I had with Mo Howard of the Three Stooges, aka Joe Zibel, of the president of the Winstead Lions Club.
Have fun.
Hey, here we are with Larry, Curly, and Mo. How are you guys?
Hey, how are you, Harry? Good. We're good. Yeah.
And where are you guys going to be on Saturday, October 21st?
Well, we're going to be with our good friend Joe Zibel in the Winstead Lions Club.
All right. What's going on, Mo?
Oh, thanks for asking, Harry. Yeah, we got this swell Halloween party going on. It's a fundraiser for our scholarship program and all the many charities to which we contribute. Just to name a few, Fidelco Guide Dogs for the blind, the American School for the deaf, our local Open Door Soup Kitchen in Winstead.
And a cause that's near and dear to my heart, and a location that's near and dear to us, the Lions Low Vision Centers, one of which is in Torrington.
Right, on East Main Street. Oh, yeah, that's a swell, really swell effort that we put in. We're affiliated with Charlotte Hungerford in this.
So, anyway, Mo, how did you meet the president of the Winstead Lions Club?
Oh, we've been friends with Josie for years. He's a knucklehead just like us. He could be our cousin.
Yeah, right. and what do Curly and Larry have to say about that?
Oh, we agree. They agree with me. What I say goes. It's the guy in the middle.
All right. Anyway, Mo, what did Joe tell you about the dance? What are the details?
Okay, the details are the party is on October 21st, Saturday evening from 7 to 11, right here at Chatterley's Banquet Facility, 371 Pine Woods Road in Torrington. Easy on off from Route 8, north or south, exit 46, or also accessible from Torringford Street, aka Route 183.
Oh, and for our Lions out there, it's where we have our annual District Governor's Breakfast in
That's
March.
right. Oh, yeah. And the food is great.
Do a great job here, don't they?
And this is a party. It's not a banquet. So, because, any of you guys in costumes, we don't want to get our costumes all messed up with sauces and whatever. But at a party, we want something to nibble on. So we're having these great hors d'oeuvres. Coffee, desserts are provided. And it's a cash bar. And also, the best one of my favorites, my favorite band, Night Moves.
Night Moves.
Band.
Yeah, we've been here with Night Moves. They are very, very good. It was great talking to you three knuckleheads today.
Thank you.
And have a great time at that dance.
I just want to interject. If any of you out there want tickets, you can call Joe at 860-921-6644. And ticket price is $25. All inclusive, and we'd be happy to, give you a little clunk clunk,
and make sure you dress up. So there you have it, from none other than Mo himself. So Saturday, October 21st, at Chatterley's Banquet Facility, right up here in Torrington.
And while costumes are not mandatory, they are encouraged because we give prizes for best costumes, Harry.
Hey, we are back. We have been graced by the presence of Winstead Lions President Joe Zibel. Morning, Joe.
Good morning, Harry, and thank you for doing this interview.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I love the poster here. Your trifold tells us a little bit about Winstead Lions, 1960. All right. So you've been actually you have been chartered 2 years longer than the Harwinton Lions. We were in 1962, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And,
so tell us what some of the things that you do here.
Oh, we do a lot of great activities for our community. Each Lions Club partakes in activities for their individual communities. And up in Winstead, we give 2 scholarships each year, one for $500, one for $1,000 to 2 deserving graduates going to be going to bachelor's school very soon and testing preschoolers all the way through 8th graders.
Okay, yeah, the pediatric, the Lions Kids site.
Right, right. And I had the opportunity, along with Harry and his wife, to go attend the international convention in the city where all this began, Chicago. And what a great time that was.
It was. Well, speaking of great times, we hope you have a great time on the 21st. Sure you are going to have plenty of support from our local Lions here, and we wish you all the best, Joe.
Thanks very much, Harry. God bless you.
You too. We hope you enjoyed our show this evening. Tune in next week for another Lion Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. Good night.
Bye-bye.